For more, let's bring in Slow Ventures venture partner and Open Money Initiative co-founder Jill Gunter. She is also a member of the World Economic Forum's Global Future Council on cryptocurrencies. Jill, always great to have you on the show. I do want to get your thoughts on those comments from the CEO of JPMorgan. And he certainly has been outspoken critic of cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin for a number of years now. But the fact that the bank itself is and has been rolling out products and offerings to its clients speaks to what? Where are we in the cycle?
Yeah, well, you're absolutely right. I mean, Jamie Dimon has been playing this same tune for 5 or 6 years now, which of course means that he's personally, it sounds like at least, missed out on the last 5 or 6x that Bitcoin has seen. So I worry for him that he's not going to make it. But JPMorgan actually has been a different story for some time now. JPMorgan, of all of the Wall Street banks, was in fact one of the first to be investing heavily into R&D, in blockchain technology, and now it does seem like they are coming around to servicing their clients. And that's because ultimately they're a client servicing business. And those clients, Jamie has that right at least, are demanding access to this new asset class.
So if you looked across the different financial firms right now that are dipping their toes, and in some cases whole bodies, into cryptocurrencies right now, who would you say are the winners and the losers? Who's doing it right or most aggressively? Who is maybe slow to the draw here?
Well, you know, I have to be honest, and I have to say that the financial industry players that are in deepest and are emerging as the biggest winners are not actually the JP Morgans or the Goldman Sachses of the world, but rather the startups that have come into this space and disrupted it. You know, they have not waited on JP Morgan to enter the custody space. Coinbase has been working on that. BitGo has been working on that. Anchorage has been working on that for years. And, you know, across exchanges, OTC desks, and so forth, those are really the players that I would focus on. And, you know, I think that that's true in terms of who's servicing venture capital players, who's servicing corporates in the space, and also who's servicing even those clients that JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs have had for a long time, the hedge funds and so forth who are entering crypto. They're all still looking to the startups, not the incumbents. And so that makes for a really interesting dynamic in this space.
Would it still be accurate to say that blockchain technology, this idea of decentralized finance, that this is going to be very disruptive to the banks and other more traditional, I guess, financial firms? Or is this a situation where the technology is here and everybody's getting on board?
You know, it certainly feels like it's trending towards everybody getting on board. When you talk about decentralized finance, so some of these new kind of emergent applications that we've seen built out on the likes of Ethereum that do offer lending products, that do offer trading platforms and so forth, right now we're not seeing those meaningfully compete with anything that exists within the traditional finance ecosystem. But there's always a lag here. If you look at institutions getting into Bitcoin, there was a necessary lag because, as Jamie points out, for a long time, those companies that were servicing those clients did not offer custody. They did not offer liquidity to those types of players. And we're seeing the same dynamic play out in decentralized financial applications, where there's not yet the infrastructure built out to allow those institutions to access these markets. And so if you look at those markets today, it's a lot of retail money. It's a decent amount of venture capital money that can take that kind of risk, but we're not yet seeing meaningful inflows from the likes of hedge funds and so forth. But if you ask me, I think it's probably just a matter of time until that infrastructure does get built out and they come pouring into.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.